Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Sunday Night Takeaway. And it's a special one today because it's episode 54, which just so happens to be my birthday. And that's my age. I am 54 today. Hope everyone's at well and had a good weekend. Let's see what's going to go on with this show today. There's a few people actually going to hopefully be joining us. It's just the fact that, it's my me in my younger years when I did have hair.
Yeah, see, I'm like one of them excerpts of your yearbooks, like photos of you taken in the past. Here we are, early doors, before it all went wrong.
Before it went wrong.
The question is though, how did I end up going from a Man United supporter to a West Ham supporter?
It's that word united. That's what it's all about. It's keeping that bit in there, keeping the United part.
Oh, maybe I just went colourblind and red and white turned into claret and blue. These colours are funky.
Well, I see at the moment Man United are enjoying a 1-0 half-time victory at the moment.
I wouldn't say enjoy, but it's welcomed. I welcome us winning a game in the Premier League at the moment. We've just kicked off for the second half. And it's Rasmus Højlund who got the goal. That's it. He's checked out for the rest of the season.
That's it. Got the quota up.
He doesn't need to score another goal now for the rest of his career. Happy days. He's all sorted.
Let's hello to the wonderful people in the chat. And the first one in there. Good evening to yourself, Lone Star. Hope you're well. Coming you Gunners, he's put on there. Good evening, Mum, and congratulations to Mum from usual. Absolutely. And yes, a very well deserved victory there. There was no question. No question, was there?
Is it the first trophy that Mum has ever seen her club win? Might actually be. I mean, unless the Intercity Fairs Cup, she might have seen that in 68, 69. But yeah, first domestic trophy in 70 years.
70 years, yeah. So congratulations to Newcastle, Eddie Howe, and all ensemble. So that's very good on them as well. Good evening, Brendan. Evening all up the tune. Mama Flossie appears. I think she will do, unless she's doing cartwheels down the street at the moment. I actually will send her. Let me just see if we can actually send her the link. See if she will appear, unless she's had too many of the Nuki Brown owls to join us at this stage. You never know.
Sort of stumbling everywhere. I can't find a button to join.
Let's see. Let me just find her. Where is she? There she is.
Mama Flossie's in the chat. Please in the chat.
Right, send the invite there. As long as saying, away the lads, deserved win for Newcastle. Yeah, absolutely. And how good was Alanga yesterday? I mean, when you look at Forest convincingly dispatched Ipswich in that game, that's for sure. Lone Star's also adding Arteta sends his commiserations to West Ham after conceding so late yesterday. Yeah, we cannot hold on to a lead. And Moyes continues his unbeaten run. So good luck to him in that respect. But yeah, it wasn't exactly great from us to defend on that one. Mavropanos again, letting the man goal side of him. Lone Star said Arteta is going to sign MGW. I mean, how has TT not included the lad in the England squad? Yes, a bit of a strange one there. You know, Gibbs White has been virtually playing out of his skin and not even featured in the squad itself. So that in itself is a bit wrong. So I don't know what that was all about.
Jordan Henderson's the future.
Oh, shit.
Is it 1-0 to the Arsenal, is it, mate?
Yeah, it was 1-0 to the Arsenal, yeah.
Good evening, Stephen. Evening all. And good evening to our good old friend from Lexington, Kentucky. Good evening, Lawrence. Hope you're awesome. Good afternoon to yourself. Hope you're keeping well, mate. And Lone Star saying, "Blimey, Hoyland scored a goal. Wonders will never cease."
Bloody hell, I thought I was seeing things when I saw that. Jesus, Hoyland.
Good evening, Mr. Bill. Evening all, and they're saying hello to each other.
I'll tell you what, though, Heaven is currently in hell at the moment because he's just gone down with what I think what everyone's saying is a season ender.
Oof, not all you want to see. They were saying there. Say hello to each other. Usual, happy birthday, Tom. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Thank you very much as well, usual. Thank you for that. And they're all saying Lone Star Order. Mr. Bell saying, happy birthday, Tony. Thank you, sir. Lawrence, thank you very much. Brendan, thank you as well. Good evening to Frog. Evening all. Hope everybody's having a good one. Yeah, well, seeing obviously the Mama's team's gone and done that, Frog.
Yeah. Congratulations to Newcastle. Oh, by the way, I didn't know it was soon, but happy birthday, you all get. You know, it's just.
Well, like I said, episode 54. Just so happens I'm 54 today, mate. 54.
I seen the thumbnail and I'm thinking, well, what is it? And you got the can. I think because I didn't know it was your birthday, and I thought it was for someone. I thought 54. I thought a cake, a candle. You know, there was a little sex toy on the other end of the thumbnail. And I'm thinking, hang on, there's something going on here, and I didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
So obviously.
Hot wax,
hot wax, nipple clamps, you name it, it was all there.
And, good evening, Mama.
How's old man? What's his name up here?
The younger early doors.
No, the younger early doors. I thought it was the old man. What's his name?
Old Magnag, yeah.
The old Magnag, yeah.
Mama, congratulations. Yeah, Mama saying away the lads. Absolutely brilliant result for the Castle. Yeah, not bad at all. But also the same thing. Congrats, great win, deserved. Everyone become Newcastle fans over. Even on TalkSport, an Everton fan phoned in and said he's a Newcastle fan for the day. As long as you lot beat the other lot from the other side of the fence.
Yeah, it was good.
Good evening, Des. Evening, all. And good evening, good old friend Matty. Good evening, Matt. Hope you're well. Big up panel in the chat.
Good, Matt.
And they're all saying hello to each other. Good evening, Sharky. Hope you're well. Keeping a good evening to everyone. And they're all saying hello as well. Yeah. I think that's the main thing, isn't it? Look, yeah, congratulations to Newcastle. Yes, 100% on that. Frog saying, Toonami tamed the Scouse Mouse. Brilliant. That birthday time, one of the coolest YouTubers. Thank you very much, Matt. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Very kind. Sharky saying, happy birthday to you, Tony. Thank you, mate. And happy birthday, Tom. Thank you, Mama. And it's good to see everyone saying hello to each other. Hey, Lord Lawrence of Lexington. Loads to Arteta wishes you a happy 54th time. Thank you. Oh, man. Well, Anthony, on that score, I mean, obviously, finally, your set-piece coach can earn his wages again because, obviously, you managed to score from a corner.
We did, yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I was surprised. And I know we can't believe we're playing a DM up front in Marino, but I'll tell you something, that was some goal, wasn't it? Obviously to get in that position, get the header, obviously into the goal. But yeah, give credit where credit's due. You've got to give him that. But in all fairness, Tony, I thought the game was a bit slow, wasn't it? In one way.
Well, it was bloody awful, to be honest with you. And I mean, I was saying to Fuzzy before we came on, when you looked at the corner front, how Chelsea set themselves up. One thing they didn't do, no fullbacks on the posts. And you've got to question Sanchez, his positioning.
Yeah,
he was actually pushing. I think it was Partey and what's his name, fucking Sideshow Bob, pushing the pair of
Yeah.
them, and they just left his goal exposed. He was well off.
Well,
You know?
I was on a show last night, team, and I was on there with the Chelsea fan that was on the show last week, Michael. I was on the show with him last night, and we was talking a little bit about the game, and you know, and he was saying if he said it'd be a draw, but he said if Sanchez is in goal, Arsenal gets the win. What happened? He
Evening,
literally
GP.
said that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It was, no. Good evening to Rob Carpenter. Literally popped in to wish my old mate and gaffer a happy birthday. Rob, appreciate it, mate. As you know, mate, you'll always be my number one goalkeeper. Always, from the bottom of my heart. Quality goalkeeper, Anthony.
He's going to play for you, did he, too?
Yep.
Yeah.
Even took the penalties for us as well, mate.
Did
And
he?
he took the penalties, and he even told the keeper where he's going to put the ball every single time. And even when he had to retake it, he told him again, I'm going to put it over in the same corner. And he still scored.
Quality goal.
He's even scored from one end of the pitch to the other as well.
Oh, blimey. Like the goalkeeper who used to play, what's his name? He plays for Paraguay.
Oh,
Remember that?
it was,
Chevrolet? What was it? Something like that.
Chevrolet.
Yeah. Chevrolet, yeah. That's a
Camaro. Ford Focus in goal.
Yeah. Ford Focus. Scooter. That was his name. Scooter. Yeah, Scooter.
You're saying Heaven has been stretched off at Leicester. Oh, not good.
No.
Yeah, GP. Yeah, wish we got Al. He would never leave there, though. You know that for sure. Good evening. Good evening, Arsenal Manic. Hope you're well. Good to see you, mate. Hope he must have taken off his nipple clamps. Praise of Mourinho. Jesus. Usual saying the worst game he's ever seen Salah play.
Yeah, it was. But do you know what? Fair play to Newcastle winning it. You know, 60.
Thanks,
is it what? 68 years, or is 68 years or 70 years? Is one of it 68 or 70
years. 70 years.
70 years without a trophy, and I thought it was 68. I don't know why I used to say, but there, 70 years without a trophy, and they deserved it. To be honest with you, absolutely deserved it, and you know the team just worked well. Isaac was in form.
I mean, you know, when you look at it, rested well and brought on for this game. You know, I've sent the invite to Mumma and that. I think she's still kind of doing cartwheels up and down the street at the moment, so you never know. Mama Floss, you won a cup. Congrats, absolutely. GP saying nipple clamps for all these lads. Do a stream on a Sunday night. Fair play, GP. Thank you very much. They had a car playing for him.
So, what's your day been like, Tim? It's been your birthday. Have you done anything today, or?
Yeah, no, kind of been out. Obviously, the poor old French in that, she's had to have her ear done because the other one got a hematoma in that. So, you know, and she's also got a bit of going on with the eye, so that had to be keep putting medications, cleaning the eye in there. She's happy as Larry, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Quite a laid back character in that. Went out for a morning breakfast.
Yeah.
My son's not doing bad, actually. Yeah, he's not bad at all. Just caught the last 15 minutes of my boys' game. See them lose 1-0. So, yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff.
All good stuff.
Lado in goal, not a full focus, Tony. I didn't say it. Forgot Salah was playing. Yeah, it must have been that bad. Frog saying 70 years for a domestic trophy, won the Fairs Cup in the 70s. Yeah, that long ago it was. Pepsi, thank you very much, sir. Happy birthday, Tony. Happy Stone Cold Steve Austin Day 316 and well done, Newcastle. Absolutely. Steve saying, bloody hell, they took longer than us to win a trophy. Yeah, we can't have that title anymore. Yeah, true, exactly, Arsenal. Yeah, they deserve it just because of those Mike Ashley years alone. Agree on that. Mike Ashley is like a sadistic nurse. Yeah, long may be gone. So someone's put himself into the good books like Happy 40th, Tony. I remember those
Way.
years. I remember those years. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Lawrence has said as well, I'm happy as Larry too. Just saying. Fucking hell. Tonight is a better signing. Pac-Man even after he was out for betting. Interesting. Good evening to our good old friend from up the shows and all departments. Matty, good to see you. I Paul, you will. Congratulations to LD Howe. He now has a legacy at Newcastle, 100%. 100%.
You should have a new contract. You should have a new contract. I'll be honest with you. I didn't know when Arsenal was going to win one of those cups. I mean, it's my birthday in a couple of weeks' time as well. So, fucking hell, I might be dead when Arsenal fucking wins the next Carabao Cup. But Jesus.
Oh well, if you look at the ones above you, and that, you know, we've recently won cups, so we're all right. We're, you know, just saying. You know, like I say, 40th.
or the dinner plate. Yeah, come on, lads.
Yeah,
come on.
Don't forget that, you know, two trophies.
Two dinner plates.
Don't forget them as well. Like I say, 40th. I have underwear older than that. Jesus
Christ.
Yes, it's got one strand on the elastic still around it, and that, and three threads holding it together.
God, it's not with the V in the middle, is it? The Y fronts.
Pep says slot machine no longer paying out. Yeah, think having all that bit first of all, and that where it's got to now. Jesus. Jay Tapia, JPT, good to see you. Big up, guys. Opal as well. JPT or TCP, according to Anthony, tractor man, but
no, big up TCP.
Yeah, TCP. Commiserations to you as well. I mean, your team today was absolutely shocking. All that money spent, and wow, yeah. He was saying, big up to the good, the bad, and the ugly. Absolutely. The three of us back in cahoots.
Who he was?
2 charcuterie boards. Yes, indeed. Buy a new one, Lawrence, he's saying. 40 years old. But I did say at a player, semi-pro player, he always used to wear these lucky underpants. I can tell Edam Cheese had less holes than what this underpants had. He was saying Chelsea looked like a one-man team. Yeah, true. Palmer FC. No Palmer, nothing. He was big up to Eros as well. Anthony, that was a hard watch today. Yeah, for all of us.
It was. I was nodding off. I'll be honest with you. I was sort of like dozing off, like throughout the game. I think it was that boring. But listen, I think the only game that I can't wait for now is the Real Madrid game in the Champions League, because it is knowing now this team now we got up and this set out how we can play against the very best. Obviously compare it to the very best if you like. So, it's going to be. We ain't going to win it anyway, but it's just going to be interesting. That's all.
Yeah, I mean that in itself. I mean, what did you go back onto that midweek game? Also, we had your situation with a free kick, this 11.2 yards out kind of thing. What did you make of the Atletico pen that wasn't a pen?
No,
because he touched it twice, according to VAR. I mean, it's just. I think for me, there was a slip, but I don't recall him touching it twice. Do you?
No, I didn't recall him touching it twice. No.
What about you, Fuzz? What was your take of that one?
If this is Alvarez's penalty against Real Madrid, I think it's difficult to say because there is a technique that a few Argentines have tried doing from the penalty spot, which does induce double touches by deliberation. Maybe there was a bit of intent to try that, but then the slip sort of makes it have a like an unintentional edge to it. So I am sort of split 50-50 on that one. Because if it's a slip, then there's not really much you can do about it if you're always planning to hit it to the other side where your planting foot is. So yeah, it's not an easy thing to sort of judge. But if it is deliberate, then maybe the slip might have been part of the plan to put off a goalkeeper.
True. Yeah, be interesting obviously when they do play each other, Arsenal and that. Lone Star's asking, is Big Ange the next manager to get fired?
Well, I fucking ain't not. I ain't not. I just want to keep him there. Just keep him there. He's doing an excellent job, fantastic job, and he just makes life so much easier, to be honest with you. So yeah, just keep him there.
Keep everybody else mediocre, so Arsenal can be ahead of them by being slightly less mediocre. Let's put it that way. The big teams, we can't even judge the big teams on having good seasons. It's just which team is more mediocre than the other. They all go in the mediocre bracket, maybe barring Liverpool to an extent. But look at today; they were mediocre as well today. All the big teams this season have shown that they suck. They actually suck. Every single big team. It's madness. It is absolutely madness.
I mean, obviously, I didn't see much of the Spurs game because obviously looking at the Chelsea one, I mean, was it 1.5 billion they've spent on them players?
1.5 billion, yeah, correct.
And you look at it, and apart from obviously, as the chat just said there, apart from Palmer and possibly Jackson, who else really stands out from that team?
Nobody really. Nobody. I mean, you think of it. We mentioned him on last week's show. Rudiger, the German defender, the centre back. All these good players they've had and they've got rid of, and they've replaced them with not world class players, but mediocre players, if you like. So, it is what it is. I really thought Chelsea was a team that could have most probably finished top 4 this season. But looking on tonight's performances, no, I don't think they will. I think Newcastle will clinch the 4th spot, to be honest with you.
Because I think, was it because of your result today, you drift, was it 5 points now between you and Forest, or is it 6 points?
It's 5 points. It was because they won. It was 2 points. We were 2 points above them. So if we would have lost to Chelsea, obviously because next week is the international next weekend, isn't it? So, so the weekend after that, if Forest would have won, that would have been 2 points behind us. But knowing if we could have won that weekend as well, so it's touch and go. I really do think Forest is going to get second spot. I really do.
The way it's going, I agree on that. Just going to bring in shortly on that. Arsenal saying, what brand underwear lasted for 40 years? Calvin Klein's? No, Kevin Klein's. That's what he's at. He got the dodgy one. Good evening, Jez. How are you, mate?
Sorry, I'm late. I've jumped. I can only jump in for a few minutes, 10 minutes or so.
No.
Sorry, mate. I didn't see your link come through to just a minute ago, so I do apologise.
No worries, mate. I know you've been doing a couple of watch-alongs, so I know you've been doing that.
Yeah.
So you've just been talking about the Chelsea game and against you boys, and that Chelsea looked bloody shocking, mate.
Yeah, shit, mate. Absolute shit.
Dear.
Rotten team. Rotten team. Honestly, they've fallen off a cliff, haven't they?
Cool. Another understudy of Pep, and seeing the same kind of thing going on, basically. Absolutely disaster. Good evening, Russ. Evening all. Up the arse, he's saying there. JPT, at this point, Chelsea have to ask Arsenal if the dog has a release clause. Even Wind wouldn't produce as much shit as what we witnessed today for 90 minutes. It's true.
Terrible.
It's true.
Terrible.
Lawrence saying Chelsea is slowly falling apart in the second half of the year. Without Jackson and a healthy Palmer, they are dross. Yeah, absolutely. Good evening to Richo. Fair result. 9 games unbeaten goes on. Liverpool next. Yeah, going on our game. I mean, West Ham just could not hold on to that. And what was it, 94th minute? The equaliser. Fair play to Everton, not giving up, basically. Just sticking to their guns and hoping they were going to get something out of it. And they actually did.
Yeah.
But we can't hold it.
That was a game Moyes didn't want to lose. You could tell deep down, you know. But I mean, fair play to you lot, saying I really thought Everton was going to win that one.
Oh, I thought so as well, mate.
You know how he's got his Moyes is back home now, and then you think of it, the way he's been playing, and their striker Beto, because obviously Calvin Lewin is out injured, so Beto's been coming in. He's been scoring a few goals for them of recent. So, but yeah, fair play.
I've got to ask Fuzzy this question. What do you think Man United need to do? Because you are for the illustrious club that you've been. I mean, I've seen you before you're even born in a terrible position, terrible. But right now, you're not far off it. I mean, what do you think, mate? What do you honestly think you've got to do to get back to where you once were?
Well, I think first and foremost, what we need is just to change. Definitely, the obvious thing is to change of ownership, where you've got owners that don't have a mindset right now, or that all the hopes and dreams of a bright future are pinned on a new stadium. I'm thinking, but you can still be an absolutely shite club in, you know, a brilliant stadium. I mean, look at Tottenham Hotspur. Shite team at the moment in a massive stadium, but it's a mentality, a culture that stems from the people at the very top that really understand how competitive football works at the top. That you can't really go out competing against the very best by penny pinching and saving, or as Jimbo puts it, you know, if you look after the pennies, the pounds will look after themselves. It's like you're shopping in the sale section of Poundland. Forget the full price bits in Poundland. No, you've got to go to the sale section. So that's where you got to go to save the club. And the talks of how the club would have run out of money by the end of 2025. It's like, let's be real. Like, even if it did, the opportunity to remove the problem factors were there from the start. Like, the Glazers have put us in this position. There was an opportunity to get them out, opportunity to wipe the slate clean, start from fresh. And Qatar were going to do that. They were going to clear the debt, start everything from scratch, bring in a new team. You could have the directors that you got today, but they wouldn't be told, oh, but you have to save like 100%, you know, transfer fee values for all of your signings. Like, it's none of that. It's just, we've got to spend better. We can spend more, but we've got to spend better than everybody else.
Don't you think, mate, there's a common analogy here? Man United, Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, right? You know, I mean, well, I classify Spurs, maybe, you know, let's take them out of the equation. Two of the biggest clubs in the last 20 years, Man United, Chelsea, have fallen off a cliff. I mean, and Arsenal, and let's be honest, all right, Arsenal scrape away, fighting for second spot, first loser, you know, and that a lot of Arsenal fans thinks worth for.
Yeah.
But it seems to me, I don't know, I've been thinking about this. It seems to me that something's gone very badly wrong with English football. In Man United, massive club, huge club, biggest club in my opinion, in world football. Their fan base, what they once were. Chelsea, in the last 20 years, were a massive, what they achieved with the money of Abramovich. He's gone, and Todd Boehly has come in, and it's all gone to rat shit. But
Yeah.
I just think this is weird that there's one common thing here: foreign owners. Liverpool have got away with it this season, right? And this reminds me a little bit, guys, of when Leicester City won the league in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't the greatest teams, but what they did was they worked with what they had. But no other teams, Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, stepped up to the plate. I mean, you know, Arsenal were the only team that season to beat them twice, and we still couldn't get it over the line.
Yeah.
And I just think there's something wrong here in the fact these foreign owners are the big problem.
I think it's probably more, as I've said, with culture, that you've got owners that I think you can have foreign owners because, I mean, look at Manchester City, for example. You know, they're foreign, but they seem to have done a better job with getting City into a prominent position. But for me, I think it's just you look at ownership and what the message that comes from the top is between clubs in this country and clubs in other countries. A lot of time people talk money in the Premier League. And the conversations in all of these other countries is, so what are we winning this season? What are we doing to be better than everybody else? It's all about competitive nature in all of the other leagues, and that takes top priority. Over here, you've got people talking about finances left, right, and centre, yet it's probably one of the biggest money leagues on the planet. You know, people shouldn't be talking about the Premier League and all of this money, this, or we've got to secure money, that, and competition earnings, this and that. We shouldn't be talking about that. That's its own thing. It takes care of itself because there's no money issues. There's too much money for everybody. It's about what is everybody doing to secure themselves in a competitive status in the competitions. Because I think it's fair to say that Daniel Levy at Tottenham, he's got his Tottenham back, sat down bottom of the table, just lost 2-0 to Fulham. Well, that's his Tottenham, so he's obviously not bothered. Got the Glazers and Sir Jim Ratcliffe in bed with each other. They're just like, oh well, we've got a new stadium coming, so it doesn't really matter where we are. And then there's the bloody financial plans. At least qualify for Europa League, and we should be fine on a financial level. Why they're talking about Europa League and not Champions League and actually winning everything is beyond me. Chelsea,
I find it interesting.
Todd Boehly, mad spending. Is it not them just spending the debt, like the debt clearance money that Roman Abramovich left Chelsea when he had to give up his club?
No, because with Chelsea, what they did with theirs, they actually kind of spread it across like 3 years and extended and overextended contracts. That's how they managed to get around that. So they kind of were clever in that respects. But to spend that much money, and then what we saw today is the accumulation of what they've spent, then, full well, you're seeing the negative effects of that. I mean, you look at Man United, full well, Fuzz, Edward Woodward was the one that sent your club into a spiral from that point onwards when he came in, because that bloke had no idea about football. Businessman, yeah, great, no problems at all. Other than that,
yeah,
and you are where you are. I mean, the Leicester situation, when you look at that, it was Ranieri, I think, that kind of got control. He kept an eye on all the media. He let the players just become players, and it worked. And then, of course, unfortunately, their owners have gone from where they are, kind of thing. I mean, I've just put out there for that comment that GP's put. But there's a comment that Richo just mentioned, just at the time when you was mentioned about the ownership, Jez, and this one. Now they've just moved it to Bramley Dock. Everton want to buy Nelson's Dock next to the stadium, and they're in talks with the Peel Group. So it just shows you their future planning themselves. If they get this Nelson's Dock, that means they want to extend, or they're going to build either training facilities, whatever.
So do what Man United are doing with their planning, just buy the whole area and turn it into a big source of revenue. Because if you generate the tourists into the area, then you're going to have a huge influx of tourism fans. So it all goes hand in hand, and it's the biggest gold mine that you could stumble upon. So if you're a money man and you don't care about competition, it does not matter if Man United are a championship club. You're generating some mad revenues for people who could give less of a toss about which competition Man United are in.
And that's the danger, mate. That is unfortunately the danger of what's coming to English football.
Yeah.
It's going to be the detriment to English football. And very quickly, I would say within the next 5 or 6 years, we will see the huge demise in local fans at your club, at West Ham, at Arsenal. We're already seeing it there, Chelsea, Tottenham, because the owners, they're not interested in the local home fan. What they want is the big bucks. They want the tourist fans that will spend $1,000, get into the club to see a game. I saw this thing the other day from Arsenal Football Club. Come and enjoy the show. The show.
The show.
The show must go on.
Is
If that's the case, relocate to West End.
well, the show includes dining at Arsenal Football Club.
Wow.
Right, and a premium seat. Right? A premium seat, yeah, and a meal. They called it not going to see Arsenal in a match, they called it a show. Not in the West End here, people.
It's showtime, baby. It's showtime.
You know what I mean? This is the thing. This is the PR that Arsenal, and this will come to every top club, right? It will be because these owners, right? They're PR merchants. They're advertising. They're brilliant. You can't deny it. They're absolutely brilliant at it. Yeah, these are top PR people, and they will sell it overseas, wherever people in the world want to come from, right? And they will sell it. They will sell that dream, and it will be your club at West Ham. It will be Man United, and it's already at Arsenal. We know that, and it will be at Chelsea, Tottenham, Fulham. Gradually, it will go ingratiate itself into every English Premier League club. And it will be the end of football as we know it. As fans. As fans.
Dun, dun, dun.
I mean, Lawrence has put here, look, you'll have to talk about foreign ownership like they don't understand the Prem. Look at the foreign players we have. I do understand the tradition aspect, but in my opinion, it is overemphasized.
Don't agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, I understand what you're coming with that, Lawrence, but there's a bit more to it than... I mean, obviously, the foreign players, yeah, you could say they've obviously lifted the Premier League. There's no two ways about it. But the traditional side of things, unfortunately, that part, I mean, we all know, just like Arsenal, West Ham have done exactly the same thing, sold their soul to move to a different ground with all the false premises and the hope and light at the end of the tunnel, it's going to be this, that, and the other. And unfortunately, we've seen the complete opposite.
But we've had foreign players for over 30 years. It's not the foreign players. It's not the foreign players. It's the ownership.
Thanks, JB.
That is what has changed it.
Yeah.
And the worst of the worst are American owners. They don't get it. It's just a money. It's just a money drawing thing for them. I'm
True.
not saying Arsenal. Let's get it right. Arsenal owners do not take money out of the club. Yeah, I've heard people say to me, they take soft loans. It's bullshit. They don't. Go on the government website.
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't happen.
No, it's true. It's true. I mean, like usually, like Chelsea spend £1 billion and they hire a 2-bob manager, which is it truly isn't that.
There you go. Well,
Yeah.
As you mentioned about ownership, it's just kind of ironic that James comes in. So
That's why I'm here. Let's go.
take a deep breath, son, and also, yeah, we know what you're going to say about Sullivan. I mean, obviously,
Look at Anthony. Look, loving the Cheltenham win. Look, I see him earlier. I see him in the week. The lucky bastard.
Lucky bastard. Do you know what, James? I had a free £5 bet, and I thought, do you know what? I'm going to keep all of this one. And it was on Friday, the 6:40 race. I thought, fuck it. I fancy Wonderwall. 33 to 1.
I had Wonderwall.
slapped a fiver on it.
Do you know what?
So-
I done
Yeah.
my bollocks at Cheltenham. Absolute. I was literally going for that watch along, and I was like a man who's like been an Arsenal fan for years and had to deal with Arteta. That's how I felt.
Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah.
And then Wonderwall appeared, and I thought, I fucking love Oasis. That's a sign.
Yeah.
I'm going to have £4 on it at 50 to 1, and it copped, and I thought, thank fuck for that. It saved me bacon. You're talking about ownership, Tone. What are you saying?
well, like I said, with our lot, we know where they are. I mean, like, Obsidian Curse has summed it up in a nutshell, really. Can't blame 4 owners when West Ham's are as British and freaking terrible. Sold a dream and delivered, not even a penny farthing.
We won't know anything with West Ham side of it till summer. Well, I'm going to be straight. I'll talk about yesterday, for instance. People have got this thing about it's a dead season. Oh, it's dead. And I'm thinking to myself, there's still 9 games to go. Well, have anyone ever known it? 75% into the season, where people were turning around saying it's a dead season for near enough everyone. Like, I've never known it. Like, I know the relegation looks like it's nailed on. And I know the Premier League looks like it's nailed on. But you still got to play the games, and you still got to judge the games, whether you're doing content like this or you're doing content individually on individual channels. You still got to cover it. And yesterday, I just felt like I'm going to be straight. Potter, I trust him, but I don't trust this system that he's trying to play. I really don't. And we're going to have to see how it goes at the end of the day. We can't judge him now, and we're going to have to judge him in like a year's time. But yeah, it feels a bit shit at the minute. But the ownership at West Ham's always been the same, if I'm being honest.
Anyway, boys, I've got to bounce out. Sorry, I can't stay tonight. It's been a great show. James,
Take care, Jez.
Anthony, Tone.
I'll see you,
cheers.
Jess.
I thought I'd jump in. I can't stop tonight.
No worries.
But great show, boys. And I'll
Thanks,
catch you
mate.
later, yeah.
Catch you soon.
Yeah.
Take it easy,
Thank
Jez.
you.
Ta-ra, mate. Ta-ra.
Take care.
Early doors on E20, most enjoyable shows going, and you don't need to scream and shout, etc. When you're both selling mugs, or I buy one, I'm not taking Tottenham mugs. I'm talking straight up, drink your mug. He has asked you where do you get the Irons cap from?
Fresh Ego Kid.
Oh, what a goal. Fucking hell. It's a Dolo cross and a Bruno Fernandes finish from outside the
And it's
box
live.
beyond the goal.
What is the score? Currently.
2-0.
3-0.
2-0.
3-0 now.
3-0.
Oh, it's 3-0, is it?
That's 2 assists and a goal for my captain.
And-
How's your GA for your captain, Anthony?
And who scored for you
Yeah,
guys?
Bruno.
And that.
Well, he scored
Who?
all of them.
No, Bruno's assisted 2. I think Hoyland got the first, Garnacho got the second, and now Hoyland, Fernandes got the third.
Man United. So there's no Man United tears tonight. Gutted.
See, every Man United fan are saying they want to get rid of Garnacho. I don't know why. I quite like Garnacho.
I think it's fair to say, right, that it takes for our manager to play Garnacho on the side of the pitch where his weaker foot does not allow for him to cut inside and shoot. to actually see Garnacho find value in this team, because otherwise he's cutting inside and shooting from 1,000 yards away every time. He's forced to pass more, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to pass more, because if he actually looks to balance his game out, he'd actually be quite a neat player. But he frustrates with how inconsistent he is.
True.
You're watching a better game than me. I got ITV4 on. I'm watching Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona.
Is it poor?
And I'm currently watching some sort of 1940s episode on BBC One.
I thought boyfriend soon. I just bet.
So now you've just told me that ITV Warrior I come. That's what it is. You know what I mean? Let's have a look.
Going back on the ownership, I mean, obviously, Lawrence said he obviously, kind of respectfully disagrees with the comment we said earlier.
Yeah.
But let's come in with this one. Abramovich was a good owner. He went to the games, which he did. He understood football. You could say he did that as well. Knew the players, and he made the right appointments. So yes, the owner makes a difference.
Yeah, but he was the first. There's a bit of a difference with him. Yeah, he was the first real mega sort of owner in the Premier League era. Like, I don't remember another owner who was as mega as him before him. Really, like I think everyone was British.
Ken Bates.
Ken Bates maybe, but even Ken Bates though was he couldn't have matched what Abramovich done.
Oh no,
do you know what I mean? Like, so it's very hard with Abramovich. I just feel that when it comes to ownership, if you have an ownership discussion, you've got to have the foundations of the club, i.e., you've got to have the sort of the grassroots of the football club, and the ownership should understand that. I think a lot of owners don't understand that, if I'm being honest.
That's true. Yeah,
I think they take it away. I think they look at it from a value aspect. Now, I'll use an example right now, not in the Premier League, but in like the National League. One of my local teams, Dagenham Redbridge, they've been recently taken over the last 18 months with a new owner, and they are literally on the verge of going down. They're literally self-destructing, and it's the owner's got to understand what it means to the fan base. And there's even protests in the National League. Like, this is not just Premier League only protests. This happened all over the place with certain clubs, because I think people get it a bit twisted that owners come in from a foreign based area, whether that's US or Thailand or China or wherever, and they don't really get it. They don't really understand it. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's what the problem is, if I'm being honest. That's what the problem is.
I mean, because you go on that. I mean, I just remember the likes of what's his name? You had Michael Tabor. I'm going to pump some money in on it, but I want my chunk back. Yeah. Then you had Tony Fernandez, another one, talk the talk, but unfortunately, he definitely couldn't walk the walk. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's just typical examples of that, basically.
Ownership's changed. Like, it's never going to be the same as it was years ago. And I think if anything, it's going to get worse, because where the Premier League now is so competitive, no one really wants to get relegated. And you can see it with the Premier League. Every time a team comes up, if you look at Nottingham Forest as an example, Nottingham Forest had to really cheat their way to sort of get where they were. Like, I know Yeti's probably like smashing his face off the wall currently right now with that, but I'll be honest, they did have to cheat to get where they was. Like, and they had to have points deduction last season and everything else. It's hard, especially. Yeah. And if you go down, in the Premier League, then you've got a problem, because the Championship's one of the hardest leagues to get out of. Like,
true.
Look at Luton. They're going to League One.
That in itself is, of all the teams you thought they've learnt the lesson, yet they couldn't find a result. And of course, rightly went down, but you thought they'd have a automatic springboard to come back up again in that. But they have literally, when you're talking about falling off a cliff, this lot's gone into the black hole.
But if you look at the Championship, and you was to go through the top 12 of the Championship, got some big clubs in there. Coventry City is a big club. Sunderland, West Brom. I've been that sort of yo-yo side from time to time, bouncing backwards and forwards. I'm going to say it. Pompey, FA Cup holders over the last 20 years. Do you know what I mean?
Don't forget Bristol City, James. Shh.
Bristol Rovers. You know what I mean?
Fuck you, nah, fuck that. I'm off.
Got on the blue side. Yeah, but you know, like you got a lot of clubs. But I'm going to be honest. Even Bristol City, for instance, they are a team striving to try and make it into the football, into the Premier League. Like so many teams that are really trying to fight to get in that Premier League. And when you look at it, Sheffield United, Leeds, Burnley, they should be there on merit because that, well, especially Burnley. Burnley are a sort of side that they go down, they accept it, and they know what they've got to do to get back into the top six. Whereas I look at other teams like Borough, for instance, Middlesbrough, another one, big club, not really doing much. Even Sheffield Wednesday, like Sheffield Wednesday used to be a Premier League heritage when I was growing up, and then they go down, and I think they went down in '99, I think, and they haven't been back since. So you know,
Hull. Look at Hull. I mean, the one for me that kind of stands out is Charlton.
Yeah, Charlton Athletic.
You know, when you look at them, I mean, they get them rightly so. Got himself out of the Prem, moved back into the Valley. What was his name? Thomas something. I think the owner was. Knew, got the fans on board. Knew how to run the club. He left, and it's been downhill from that point onwards. Just to say hello to Colin. Good evening, all you lovely, wonderful gentlemen on the panel. Tony, Fuzzy, Jez, Anthony, and James. Sorry late, but had a nightmare today. But it's nice to join you at last. Colin, good to see you. I hope all's well. Go and have a relaxing evening if you can, mate. That's the thing. Because there's a couple of comments I've starred, obviously. Where is that one? I mean, Lone Star's put here, are Leicester, Ipswich, and Southampton the worst three teams ever promoted?
I'd say Sheffield United last time round were quite bad because they kind of just said at the very start, yeah, we will happily go down again. Like, don't mind us. We're an ornament in the corner of your living room right now.
I just think the Premier League is bigger than them sides, and I think what it is with Leicester, but Ipswich is a tricky one because Ipswich have been on this run where they went up from League One, went up from the Championship, got to the Premier League, and I think it's one step too far with them. Yeah, Southampton are another one who's a traditional sort of Premier League side. Haven't done anything. They're going to go down. I think they need a better structure, better manager, and I reckon they'll be up within about 2 years. I don't think they come up next year. I think it'll be the year after. Leicester's a tricky one for me because Leicester go down. They lost all their players, and that era of Leicester City seems to be flat. Whereas Leicester a few years ago, they won the Premier League, won the FA Cup. They were quite a highly rated side when you had like the likes of Vardy, Mahrez, Tielemans, like even Maguire in there. Like they was a good little outfit, and I just think the Premier League's got bigger. And I see say there in your comment section from GP, and shout out to GP. I think the comments bang on with what he just said in regards of like, do teams play low block because they don't want to be in fear of going down? It wouldn't surprise me. Like, it doesn't surprise me that teams sort of structure their games just to try not to lose rather than try and go to win. If that makes sense. Yeah. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. True.
Yeah. You look at the Premier League table. I'm going to be honest with you. This season is going to be, in my opinion, I think it's going to be the lowest scoring points in a while. Because when you look at the bottom three, it's so close. Then from the bottom three up to around about, I think it's 10th, like, with West Ham, Man United and that. That's so close as well, look. I mean, we're on 58 points. 58 points we're on. And when you compare that to where Liverpool are on, is rubbish.
But would you say, though, this season's been, I don't want to say boring, but this season's been a bit flat. Like, because it feels like there's no jeopardy now. Like, the relegation looks like it's settled. The Premier League looks like it's going to Anfield. There's nothing really happening, is it? All, like, big teams like Man United, I'm going to say it, Spurs are faltering. You got the teams like Bournemouth who are doing well, but they're not really getting the applaudits because it's Bournemouth. If that was the other way around, if that was us, you'd get more hype. It just feels a bit flat. it just feels a bit like with 9 games to go and all, like, which is quite sad, really. Like, the amount of people that I speak to, especially on E20, yeah, and I just done a TikTok live before I come on here, and there's so many people saying the same thing that they just can't wait for this season to end because it's just boring. Like, it's just been boring this year. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is.
I mean, funny you say. I mean, James coming here, James Lamprey, watching Atletico versus Barcelona, levels between the Prem and the La Liga. Then that just shows you how the season's gone.
Yeah. But they got the right referees over there as well, too.
Yeah,
European
probably.
referees.
Yeah.
Much better than what we've got over here.
Oh, the referee we had in our Europa League game against Sociedad. God, give us that guy every single week. It would be great. Every opponent will be playing with about 10 or 9 or 8 men.
Yeah.
Gave him 8 cards in total in that game.
Wow.
2 penalties. Well, nearly was 3 penalties, but they didn't get 3 penalties because Dorgu went to the referee and said, "No, ref, it wasn't a penalty." So it's a reason why they didn't get a 3rd pen that game.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. GP saying, yeah, James make a point about Championship. I ought to get out of. I can see our board rather play piss boring low block if we stay in the Premier League. Yeah, sums us up this season, that's for sure. Good evening, Howard, as well. All you beautiful people. Charlton are flying at the moment. Interesting because they weren't. It's like if you look at them, the 2 teams which have been up in the Prem, and both have got a bit of fondness for. Charlton is one of them. And the other one is Sunderland. I mean, I know Mama's not going to enjoy that one, but Sunderland, another one that kind of should be in certain respects higher than what their position lies, but again, poorly run.
See, I remember teams like Bradford back in the day when Bradford were, when they was in there, and like there's certain teams, Leeds. Or I always remember Leeds because Leeds back in the late 90s, early 90s were a fucking good side, like with Viduka, Harry Kewell, Smith and Bridges and Hart and all these players. Like they were a very, very good outfit. And I just feel that the Premier League now is like I don't like to say it, but I will. It's like the Super League. It's like it's a team for the Super League sort of. They tried to do the Super League years ago, but now they're trying to make the Premier League like the Super League. Yeah. And this year, ever since I've done YouTube, this year's been probably the most boringest year for football. Like, forget West Ham for a second. Like, even jumping on here with you boys, and I've heard things with Arsenal, but like when Arsenal were trying to go against Liverpool, it was never going to happen. Like, because you just knew Arsenal would have a mistake in them, and Liverpool would just go, right, they'll win a game and that'll be it. Do you know what I'm saying? So, and then you look at the relegation threatened sides. They've got nothing about them, like none of them. Like, and Ipswich is the one that shocks me because Kieran McKenna, for me, I thought was going to be a really, really good manager. I thought he was going to come up. I thought he was going to. I know I really genuinely believed that he was going to keep Ipswich in the Premier League, and the way they have sort of been destroyed after every game recently, especially over the last 6 weeks. They played Man United and they just lost that game 3-2. And after that, they just can't buy a win for love of money. And it just feels like, it's over basically. And if Wolves get 2 more wins, it's done. Like, do you know what I mean? It has to be a miracle. They're 8 points clear now currently right now.
Yeah.
So,
I think they've got the right manager with Wolves. That's the thing, because when you look at it, he's given a bit of a style. There's an identity going on there. When you look at the bloke that Southampton got in, I don't know if the lights are on, basically, because you look at him sometimes, he looks completely clueless. He's not the right choice.
Yeah, I agree on that. I just think as a collective, like Leicester, they've got nothing about them. I don't know why it's. And I just think when you look at them teams that come up, like let's look into the future for a second. Right, if you say Sheffield United come up, Leeds come up, and just say, for the sake of saying it, Burnley come up, that's the top 3 sides. How many of them teams do you think are going to stay in the league? Like, I look at Leeds. The only reason why I always think Leeds could stay in the league is because their fan base is very strong. And I look at the other 2 and I think if it goes wrong, that fan base won't be as strong as Leeds' fan base.
Yeah,
But
that's right.
like, I just feel like the Premier League's getting bigger. Teams in the Premier League have got that sort of cushion to be bigger, and then when the teams come up, they don't do nothing because they just can't match. They just can't match what the Premier League teams can do.
I agree on that.
I think that's another thing I don't get as well, James. It's like when if you finish, let's say for instance, you're in a championship, you finish in the playoffs. When you win that playoffs, you get that team is awarded 250 million. When you win the championship, you get an extra 50 million for winning the championship. So it's 300 million pounds these teams get if you win first or second, right? Why is it when they get promoted to the Premier League, they only spend around about 60 mil? 65 mil, and you feel like, hang on a second, you've just won 300 million quid for getting promoted. Why can't you splash out like 100, maybe 120, just to keep yourself floating?
I think it's fear. If you want me to be honest, I think it's fear of going down, because they go and don't forget, whoever they sign, they're going to sign them on high contracts, aren't they? Like they're all going to be on higher wages, certain man. Now, the only thing I can say about Ipswich, what they've done it very clever, really, is they've signed a lot of young players on championship contracts. So if they go down, they're going to have the parachute payment when they go down to a point, which is going to help them be up at least top 6 next year. Like next season, I'll be very shocked if Ipswich ain't in the top 6. Even if you take Liam Delap out of there and a few others out of there, I'll be very surprised, because they've still got decent players in their ranks. But what it is, there's a difference between having decent championship players or top end championship players and then Premier League players. There's not many Premier League players in there who you'd go, apart from Liam Delap, maybe Leif Davis at Ipswich. There's not many. Like, I don't look at that team and go, fuck me, I've got to have him. Like if you could name 5 Ipswich players that Premier League clubs would have, then I'll be very surprised. But I just think a lot of it's fear. A lot of these teams don't like to spend. Burnley have done that over the years, where they've come up and they've done minimal spend. Like, they've bought players, but they've never opened the purse strings to say, you know what, we're going to go out and buy more, right, and to try and maintain it. Because I think deep down they do fear that if they go down, they don't want to end up in a situation where, well, basically a bit like Luton to a point, where Luton, they could drop and they could drop again, and you know what I mean, and they can't. Teams fear that. That's the problem.
Yeah.
True. I mean, I just want to go on this one because I'll just start some comments. Sharky's asking the question: do you think Spurs and Man United have a good chance of winning the Europa League?
Spurs, no. I don't think. I think with Ange, I think that's like a ticking time bomb waiting to go off. And listen, as a West Ham fan, I should be sitting here loving it, right? But I'm going to be honest. I think that's going to explode pretty soon. In regard to them, like, I think once they get a decent-ish side who can score goals at their gaff or maintain, just for argument's sake, Spurs play at home first and they've got to go to the away leg. I don't think Spurs can handle going to a place and having to win. I think it's better when they're at home on the second leg, because then they've got the fan base behind them. But the first leg, I don't think so. I think Man United need it more than anyone, I reckon. Yeah, because if Man United have no European football next year, regardless of what it is, how's Ruben Amorim going to attract the caliber of player to the club? Like, I think United need it more than anyone. Now, obviously, Fuzz might say, you know what, we could do without it for a year, but I think Amorim needs it so he can get high caliber players. Like, for instance, if Gyökeres becomes available and United want to go and get him, and then a team in the Champions League can go and get him, it's a different ballgame, isn't it? Then, because you know what I mean, whether this is not Man United of 20 years ago. This is Manchester United of 2025, and I just don't think Man United have that pulling power that they once had.
No, it's very true. I mean, Amorim's alluded to that early on today, didn't it? I think he's just said, like, you know, it's one of those big challenges. Just put the super chat out from Lawrence Watkins. Thank you very much, Lawrence, for the $9.99. This is to purchase West Ham. I'll buy that for $1. As an American, I'll die for my team. Come in your eyes. Absolutely, mate. Thank you very much, Lawrence. Appreciate that.
Shout out to Lawrence. Lawrence, I don't see you on my channel no more, mate. What's going on?
Busy working.
Yeah.
Yeah, his job's changed. So yeah, he's that's one of the reasons.
Yeah.
So let's talk about this comment, and there's a few other comments going on to this, but we'll start off with this one, and this also made my eyes looking, twice at this. Jordan Henderson, screw watching England. This man has been picked under Tuchel's first England
Oh.
squad.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. Do you know what, Tim? I look at that squad, that lineup, and even the right back at Carl Walker. I'm not being funny. I look at it and I think, with the right backs, I mean, Trent ain't producing a good. He's only a friendly. Why not call up something like Ben White and Wan-Bissaka at right back?
It,
Do you know what?
I agree. I like this. Yeah, I agree. I'm just waiting to unload on this one.
Yeah.
Because I think it's disgusting the way Tuchel has brought in a man who's only played 2 games for Ajax, I think it is.
Mm.
And then you've got Reece James, who's only played a handful of games for Chelsea. I was angry the other day because I thought Wan-Bissaka has had a good season at West Ham. It's not being West Ham biased, it's just being honest. Like he's done really well, and he's had 2 matches to deal with, and it's been fucking chaos. But he's been the shining light. Now, take my West Ham hat off away. I go to other clubs. What the fuck has Morgan Gibbs White got to do to get in this side?
Yeah,
But-
usually saying exactly the
Like-
same.
Like, what's he got to do? Adam Walton? Are you telling me that Adam Walton's not better than Jordan Henderson? Like when Adam Walton was playing in the first team last year with Southgate, and now he's been sort of pushed out for Jordan Henderson. It just feels weird. It feels weird. Rashford, I don't get the Rashford one. Like he left Man United, he went on loan to Villa. Yeah, he's done okay at Villa. But if I was rating him out of 10 at his time at Villa, I'd probably give him a 6. Like it's not amazing what he's done, but he's done okay. Like, but Villa are doing okay as a team. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So it just doesn't make no sense of what he's trying to do. Now, maybe the only question that I've got with it is it that certain players are looking at the end of the season, i.e., they've got Champions League, they've got Premier League, and they just are these games really that important? I don't know, if I'm being honest, but I just think the lineup, I just think the team, like the squad, I just don't think it's right. I think I don't know what Tuchel's trying to do.
I mean, for me, the other one, I mean, like, and no disrespect to the Arsenal boys and the Arsenal people in the chat and that, but Lewis Skelly doesn't deserve a call up in this one. Like, he's still got to learn. You've been sent off twice, and yet that gives you a reason to be put into the squad. I don't get that one either.
I get it more with this. Out of all of them, I get Lewis Skelly. I don't get Kai Walker. He's got no pace anymore. He's 35 going into 36. He's got no pace. God knows why he selected fucking Jordan Henderson. I don't get that. I don't get James. And also, even though Dan Burn from Newcastle has got a called up, but in all fairness, something like Dan Burn, he should have got called up going back years ago at Newcastle.
Yeah,
He's
agree on
almost,
that.
do you know what? He's 33 now, Dan Burn, almost 34. All right, I know age, but in all fairness, it's like what I said. When you get older, you still got your footballing brain, but your body and your reactions become slower when you get older. So I don't get why he's calling up these experienced players that's already played for England, and we haven't done nothing under him, especially Henderson.
No,
I don't get it. I just
Let's
don't
be
get it.
honest. Let's be honest. It's his first like squad announcement. So you'd think he'd have to make sure it's got to be spot on this one, like because he's gonna listen. Being the England manager, we all know it. Yeah, you're gonna be under the spotlight quite a lot. But to go and shine a big light on certain players who don't deserve to be there, like if Dan Burn's in there, then why has Max Kilman not been mentioned at all? Like he's not even been mentioned in any conversation. And Max has actually been all right for West Ham this year. I look at other players in there, and I think I don't like to say it, but it's big six biased. A lot of it's big six biased. Like he's looking at it, and he's And like the Morgan Gibbs White one and Hudson Odoi, that one just baffles the fucking life and soul out of me because both them players have been very good for Forest. I think Morgan Gibbs White is a sort of player England could do with as a 10. Like I think he can create stuff and make stuff happen. And then you've give it to Jordan Henderson, who has done nothing. Like it just feels weird, doesn't it? It feels. I'll tell you where it feels like. It feels like England have got 2 friendlies coming up, and basically I'm just going to put out like the third team basically and go from there.
Yeah, it's about right, really, on that one. I agree on that as well. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very... And the thing is, when you look at it, why 4 goalkeepers?
I don't get that. Don't get that at all. What are the 4 goalkeepers then? Pickford,
Pope.
There you go, James.
Ramsdale,
and Trafford.
Mm.
I don't know why there's an obsession with Trafford. So the only thing that we can say about Trafford is it just looks like that YouTube content creator. I forgot his name. Thogden.
Yeah, I know you're
Just
about,
looks like Thogden.
Yeah, but I can sort of understand it with Trafford because he's going to be the future, isn't he? So
Budgie.
he probably wants to have a look at him like now and see if he's ready, like to sort of step in as being a third choice goalkeeper. Why we've got 4 though? But I'm not being funny. What has Aaron Ramsdale done this year? I still see West Ham fans saying, "I wouldn't mind Ramsdale at a club." I'm like, fucking
No, not after what... Oh, Jesus Christ.
no chance.
I can see it.
Please,
I can
no.
see it. I said to Tim on
Yeah,
last
I know,
week's
mate.
show.
Yeah.
I can see Ramsdale because, in all fairness, your goalkeeper Areola, okay, he has made mistakes, right? But then again, you look at it. I call him Franiansky. Right, so Franiansky, he's getting old now. He's well past 40. Well, he's 40, 41. Let's say for figure of speech. So for someone like Ramsdale, I get that. But trouble is though, that's the biggest mistake of Ramsdale going to Southampton because he hasn't got the proper the flat back 4 in front of him. That's what makes a goalkeeper stand out as well. Is relying and trust in your defence. He hasn't
True.
got that at Southampton. So do you know what I mean? But with
Yeah,
West Ham, he
let's
moves probably
hope
last
not,
certain part of that.
Let's hope not. Because
I just think to say his time quick, yeah. I just think that with the England side of things, I think they gambled. I think the FA have really massively gambled here on Tuchel to try and win us the World Cup in 2026, and I think that's dangerous. Like this is massively dangerous. You've got a man in charge for 18 months, whose basically sole goal is to win the World Cup, and I think, listen, what people said about Southgate, I can understand it because football weren't great, but he did have he had England stabilised to a point, as in the players. Yeah, and he built the sort of club foundation. Bringing in players that don't deserve to be there and dropping players that deserve to play this is a recipe for disaster. This one, it really, really is.
True. Your brother Ant, Richard saying, I would have good evening, Rich. I would have took Luke Shaw and Mason Mount in the England squad. They've both got to be great physiotherapists for any other player who gets injured. They are the A to Z of the body health book. Jesus Christ. Good Budgie there, so not doing that. Topless Darts Wednesday night with Budgie. That's a new show.
180.
Yeah. Can we not do our show and watch that instead?
I was going to say there. There's a few comments obviously I've got to come up with. I mean, this is the one. Where is it now? I mean, good old Colin. Where did I see it? Did I start it? Let me go back in the chat. Colin's doing very well for himself. Where does that comment go? Yeah. Tony, so he's obviously saying about how his day's been. Good thing is that my 33-year-old girlfriend is flying over from Houston, Texas. Been away for 2 months. She's a cracking, lovely blonde. I've met her in a bar, got chatting like older. I'm 62.
Look at Colin, you little dirty little dog, mate. I mean, he's gone transatlantic. He's gone transatlantic, Colin. Shout out to Colin, mate. Honestly, fair play to you, mate. Fuck me, I'm moaning when I have to travel to see me bird in Suffolk. He's got a bird in the other side of the fucking world. There you go. I will never moan again.
Good evening, James Bond. Good evening, chaps. Question: Is it okay to be very happy for a club that's just won the League Cup, who very recently just humbled us, asking for a friend? Absolutely, James. I think it's very happy for that.
Yeah, we all just hate Liverpool.
True. That is
Well,
very
we
true.
lost. We went out. We went out to the winners. I called it when they beat us. I said Newcastle will go on and win that cup.
The quadruple has disappeared, guys. The quadruple's disappeared.
In a week.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
GP saying, has football become too big to ever put fans first? And do we need to accept, if we want something better, to go to the lower leagues?
I think it's coming from the lower leagues also, now, mate. So I'm seeing a lot of fan unrest in a lot of lower league clubs, like where they're sort of not liking the way the clubs run, or they've got foreign investment in their clubs. I think what it is, it's not entitlement, because I think every fan of every club up and down the land expect their club to try and deliver some sort of standard, but it's getting harder. I will say that. I think when you look at Wrexham, for instance, Wrexham have gone from the conference, the National League, sorry, and they're second in League One. If they go up this year, they're going to be in the Championship. If they go and do that, that's in 4 years they've gone, or 5 years as good as, they've gone from conference or National League to the Premier League, and that's unrecognisable. And it all comes down, I'm going to be straight, to money. The more you put in, the more you get out. It's the old saying, isn't it? I mean, you've got to put in to reap the rewards, and if you don't, then you ain't going to succeed.
No, I totally agree on that.
And we've got owners that just take out and expect the same results.
Fuzz has got owners that are emptying his bank account as he's on this life.
Yeah. JB say, newsflash, guys. WWE enters a new deal with Man United, West Ham, Spuds, Chelsea, City, etc. 12 Prem clubs plus teams abroad to sell official merchandise. Does that mean WWE at the London Stadium one day?
What did you think of the belts? I'd looked at it for about 7 seconds and I just laughed and I just moved on. You know?
It's just one of them's got Tottenham on it, and I was like, if somebody buys that, that's the most amount of titles Tottenham's ever going to see at their stadium.
Do you know what? I might buy one from his Spurs, mate, and say that's the closest you're ever going to get to glory zone. Do you know what I'm saying?
So lift it up, enjoy it, feel like you're top of the world.
Yeah, I mean, I say, here you go, it's your birthday, mate, because that's the closest thing you're getting to a trophy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Matt said, obviously, no, when Paseka picked for England, it's a mistake. There's a few players we can definitely come to mind. I mean, Morgan's Gibb White, I mean, that's just a travesty. Yeah. But the plus point, Dan Burns finally recognised, as we said, so it's good.
Just spamming height now.
Yeah, it's true.
Let me just catch up with the chat. Where was we now?
Even Angel Gomez gets in this team set up over Jordan Henderson.
I've got a question for you. Because I've seen, is it Mummy Floss, is it, in the chat?
Yeah.
And obviously Newcastle. What do you think it's going to be now moving forward for next season? Because now that's the first time I've seen someone else win a trophy outside of the elite, if that makes sense, for a while. Do you think that it's going to be a common thing now? Because even when you look at the FA Cup right now, any of them teams can win it. Like Man City are not nailed on to win it, especially the way they're playing.
Who wants to go first?
Dun, dun,
Do you know what? I'm going to let Fuzzy go first. Fuzz, don't rush. Good question, James. I'm not debating that, but I'll let Fuzzy go first.
You
lost me halfway through the question. Would you mind repeating it?
The question is, Newcastle just won a trophy now.
Yeah.
Are we going to start seeing more teams at the bottom end or mid Premier League teams?
Hold up, I better turn my volume up.
Winning a trophy.
Newcastle, I think so. Aston
Why is
Villa.
that not working?
Aston
We
Villa
can hear you, mate.
Bear with me, guys.
end up there. Brighton, if they
This-
stumble off
For
the
some
pole.
reason.
And now we witness the bird of prey. The albatross has landed on the shores.
I'll come back.
We can
He
hear.
will
We can
come
hear.
back.
Oh, he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, but I don't think he could hear us though. That's the problem.
In the Serengeti.
But to answer your question, yeah, I think so because there's a little crop of teams that are creeping up into that fray, where
Yeah.
their owners sort of get it, and they're just going to keep improving their teams. Whilst you got
Big up,
some of your
Stephanie.
big six that keep floundering. Maybe the big six is not the big six anymore. Maybe it's a different collusion of teams.
Yeah, I totally agree with Fuzzy on that one. It just seems like the top teams just wants to they can't be asked for the Carabao Cup, FA Cup. They just throw them in the bin. So it makes the teams that's like obviously I say 10th down, obviously to go on and win it sort of thing. But listen, it's still silverware at the end of the day. I mean, to win the FA Cup, you get £2 million to win the FA Cup, right? Then you get all the gates, you get TV rights, merchandise. So you've got to throw all that in there, which becomes big money. It's the same as the Carabao Cup. In all fairness, I'll be honest with you, Newcastle, even though they won that tonight, they got 150,000 for winning that cup tonight. But obviously with the TV rights, the merchandise, everything, so that's quite a nice bit of money for Newcastle going into next season. And for the top teams, it just wants to throw it all away. I just don't get it.
See, for me and that, I see it like this. It's not obviously, the result for Newcastle because don't get me wrong, brilliant result. But for the owner's perspective, they've gone around it the right way. That's the big thing. You got to think the money that these owners have got, and they've not overspent. They've only put a couple of players in. They've managed the way. This is the thing, Budge, because everyone thought at one point, when they come in, that was it. Eddie Howe, he's gone. He'll be out of the door quicker than you know it.
But they have kind of stuck with him. The thing with Newcastle, what I've found is that they've gone about their business quietly. They're not like Chelsea or Man City or Man United or Arsenal, where they're making marquee signings every season or every window. They're not. They're making like what I would call minor signings, which have improved their squad so well that today has been, for me, I think today has been justification for everything that they've done in the last couple of years or more. And I think that Newcastle deserved that win today. I don't think that Liverpool were at the races. I thought they were rather bland and kind of uneventful. And I thought that Newcastle really took the game to them. I had a little bet on Newcastle getting the second goal. Earned me, I don't know, 12 quid, I think it was. But I just knew that Newcastle were going to get that second goal because they were pushing so hard. They deserved that win.
They could have had like 5 or 6 the amount of
What?
times that they were just
Absolutely.
So exposed.
And Liverpool didn't have an answer for them. They really didn't. Their goal was lucky, in my opinion. All right, it was quite well worked, but
I think that's
to me, I think that Newcastle had everything they needed in defence. I thought their midfield was really good, and their attacking play, when they were in the ascendancy, when they had the ball, when they were playing forward, I thought they were brilliant. I couldn't fault them today. I thought Newcastle really deserved what they got today. And, for me, it's kind of like a little landmark as well, because Newcastle are my second team, if you want to put it that way, because of my introduction to top flight football was West Ham versus Newcastle in December 1966. So that's why Newcastle kind of mean a lot to me, because they were the other team that were a part of that first game I ever watched. And I thought that they deserved it. I thought they played brilliantly.
Yeah.
You know, and that Jacob Murphy, sign him up right now. Fucking hell. Sign him up.
Yeah,
that
true.
boy is fire. I mean, everybody looks at Isaac or Joe Linton, you know, but I thought that Jacob Murphy had a great game and should have been man of the match for me. Who did get it?
I'm not too sure.
I don't know. I don't know who got it, to be honest.
Bruno.
Bruno, okay.
Hmm.
Well, yeah, and he had a good game against us, didn't he? So, yeah.
Yeah.
Bruno.
I mean, to be fair, Bruno was, we're talking about Bruno Guimaraes, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, for me,
Dan Burn for me.
He was, Dan Burn was great. I mean, that header for that goal, for that first goal.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Incredible. And, no, I mean, me and a few of my pals over at the pub, we were all in awe of it. I mean, it was a fantastic finish. Really was. But, you know, I thought that Jacob Murphy kind of gave that team purpose throughout the whole game. And, you know, look, don't get me wrong, the whole squad, everybody that wore black and white today deserved what they got today.
Yeah.
And to be fair, everybody that wore red today really weren't at the races, even when they did make their substitutions. They weren't at it. There was never enough in the tank.
That's on them, though, isn't it? That's on them. It's a cup. So.
Yeah, and when they got their goal in the 93rd minute, 93 plus, all the Liverpool fans over the pub were going on, and I was like, mate, it's too late. Too little, too late. Nah, we're going to win.
I
We're
bet
going
you
to
was
win.
telling them, weren't you? I bet you was saying, you know what? It's over, lads. It's over.
I was, Joe. I swear to God,
wasn't it?
I was telling them, too little, too late, and they're all going,
I bet you were singing Champions of the Conference. You never sing that,
Not quite, but I was shouting out, away the lads, away the lads.
I bet you turned around and said, bring back Jurgen Klopp now.
I was giving it the big one, I really was. But
I think we can all agree on this comment here from Usual Suspect, though. I mean, judging by the comments, 90% of the neutrals wanted Newcastle.
Everybody that don't support Liverpool wanted Newcastle to win. I mean,
I was hoping for a draw. I was hoping for a draw, and they have like penalties, and then they both kick him outside of fucking Wembley, and they're not in Brentford. Yeah, not for me.
Just go back into Colin's comment about obviously good luck to him as well. He says I met her in a bar in Canary Wharf. She was drinking on her own. I chatted her up. Been together for 10 years now. Fair play,
Hustler.
Colin. Now she has a place here, but also in Houston as her own hair salon and beauty business in the States. Colin, the utmost respect.
Well, what a man Colin is, mate. He's a hustler. I mean, he's gone transatlantic. I mean, with the female. I mean, fair play.
We have no second team. West Ham screw the rest as he's put there.
Lawrence, I love Lawrence. He's such a proper American. He's a one club man. Do you know what I mean? That's it.
And good evening to Jedi, my man. How are we doing, Jedi?
Jedi.
I'm all good, mate. I'm all good. How are you guys? I saw it on the screen, so I knew exactly what it was. But yeah, I'm all good. I'm absolutely buzzing for Newcastle. Absolutely buzzing for them because they deserved that from start to finish. You could see. I mean, I don't want to hear all this bullshit that Liverpool weren't up to it, or it's a cup final, mate. If you're not up for a cup final, then get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was awesome that Newcastle actually won that. And I said from the start, before the game, you've got to shut Salah down. That's what we did, and that's why we was able to beat him, you know. And for him to win a trophy for the first time in 68 years with a watch-along with Mama, which absolutely was legendary, because Mama is legendary anyway. And it was just awesome. I loved every minute of it. It was like it was my team going up there. But obviously, they're in black and white, and we don't like Notts County who are in black and white. I've still got a black and white top on, but, you know, this is the
Shout
only one
out to
I
Notts
have.
County.
So.
Yeah, I mean, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Notts
fuck
The oldest club in the league.
Notts County.
You know what I mean? One of the oldest
It's
clubs in the
County,
league.
mate.
Show
It's
them
called
respect,
Notts
you little
County.
bastard.
Notts County.
It's called Notts County.
Nottingham Forest.
We know, Lawrence. We was only kidding. We was only kidding. We knew, Lawrence, what you meant.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
having,
yeah. Are
having
you looking
heard
forward
what
to
you
your
just said-
Champions League nights? Yeah.
100%.
I
100%.
can sense the Forest buzz, mate. It's like I mean,
100%.
the tricky
Well, listen,
trees on
We're all
European
going
shore.
to be fucking wearing red that night when you get into the Champions League.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
obviously,
yeah. I appreciate that massively.
You know, Budge, how many clubs do
Massively.
you support, sir?
Well, listen, I don't support, I
He's
don't
a
support
flip
any
flop,
other
isn't he?
club but
He's a
West
flip
Ham.
flop.
But when Notts Forest go and start playing Champions League football, there's a little bit of nostalgia there. That
Of course there is.
maybe you might be a little bit young to understand it, James. But
Discrimination
at
of my
one
age, but I love it. Go on, carry on.
yeah, no, go on, mate. You're just a young one.
I'm
But,
46 years of age, mate.
listen, do you remember Notts Forest being in the Champions League for 2 years running?
I remember
I do.
Brian Clough, mate. I mean, kicking
Yeah.
people
Listen,
and punching people. And all
For
that.
punching
all
people,
of
yeah.
those memories and all of those reasons that I would wear a red t-shirt for them games, just for those memories. Really, to be fair.
I'll send you a Forest shirt, Budgie. You can wear that.
Well,
Would you wear a
send me
Forest shirt, Budge?
shirt. Yeah, I promise you, I'll wear it on a
no,
red band screen.
I can't be having that, mate. No, you're tricking me now.
I will. I'll put a jumper on over the top, obviously, but you know.
It's like saying to Anthony, and I've got a fucking Spurs shirt here. Do you want to fancy wearing it? It's like,
No, listen. You know, hear what I said, James? I'll wear a jumper over the top. Look like this.
Yeah, but I mean, us and West Ham don't have any major rivalry, do we, really? I mean, I was up for you guys when you won
We are
in
friends.
Europe.
we are friends of
You
the
know?
community, Yeti. Like, we love everyone. And we've been
I
wearing
was up
fucking
for you guys when you won in Europe. You know, it was only like a Mickey Mouse Cup. It was only like a Kinder Egg Cup. I
You
was still
start
there
all
for
that
it.
nonsense, I'll be wearing fucking whatever colour they ain't
Conference
wearing.
League. You never win that, son. You never win that. You know what I mean? I need the. Look at that. Look. Yeti.
I'll
Look
wear
at that. There,
black and white just to spite you,
I shall
you
turn it
bastard.
so you can see it. That's what you could have had, Yeti. That's what you could have had, son.
Yeah,
Forget the bed.
yeah,
The bed is dreams.
Yeah.
The bed is dreams, but the picture.
Mate, I'll stick with the two Big Ears cups. Thanks, but yeah.
Other beds are available, lads. Other beds are available.
Just got to go with the comment of the night, and that's from Richard Herbert, saying to his brother, all you need now is a pair of glasses on with that hat, and you look like Timmy fucking Mallet.
Well, I'd rather look like Timmy Mallet than fucking Peter Beardsley.
Anthony's thinking, I wish I was an only child.
Yeah, it's the younger sibling. It's the younger sibling.
And obviously, the second other one is Lone Star saying, Arteta has thoroughly enjoyed this conversation. It's been a great 54th celebration. And
I've got to get.
if you're
I've
not too
got-
sure, lads, it's my birthday today, and yes, I am 54. But before we carry on, before you go on, James,
Happy birthday, mate.
Wait,
Happy birthday.
54, Tony?
Come on.
Yeah,
Why you told us
what are you
this
like?
before you?
Mate, you're
What are you
54. Budgie's about fucking 21, mate. I'm,
oh,
I was going to say, I'm
Yeah,
from
good looking
74
he's
personally,
21,
but
mate. I'm just saying, you're 54, Tony, honestly.
I am indeed, mate. Right, I'm getting in that fucking car now.
James,
Going to
check in the
Dagenham.
post,
You're there.
son.
I'm coming to Dagenham, mate. I'm telling you that now.
I've emigrated.
But before we carry on, we've got one special person coming into the room now, and let's all give her a great congratulations because well deserved to our good old friend.
Rubbish.
Go on,
Absolutely brilliant. We the lads.
We spoke about this the other night. We knew it was going to happen, didn't we, Mama? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How are we, Mama?
I don't know.
Have you stopped cartwheeling down the street, Mama?
What, sorry?
Have you stopped cartwheeling down the street?
Yeah, I had a quick run around the garden, jumping up and down, and then I come in again. Yeah, never thought I'd say it, but there we go.
Oh, mate, cartwheels! I want to see.
Absolutely awesome.
Let's have a few cartwheels, Mama. Come on.
I was quite hysterical on Yeti's channel, screaming and jumping up and down.
Absolutely.
And then I then didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to do. What do I do? I can't believe it.
Rumour has it.
You know what?
Newcastle fans heard Mama Flossie screaming from a.
You've got all us here with like trophies. Like obviously Arsenal won the FA Cup, we won the Conference League, Carabao Cup, and then Yeti's going to win the Champions League next year. Imagine that if Forest win the Champions League, mate. We'd have to emigrate.
Amazing.
Listen, don't diss the man. He's already got 2 Champions Leagues under himself.
Yeah.
But what's Yeti born when he won them?
He's bringing them
when you won a Champions League?
I was 7 years old, mate, to be honest. I was 7 years old. I'm sorry I wasn't there, but back then parents used to actually look after the kids and then let them go to games when they were 7 years old. So, you know.
I was looking at you making out he was 7 at the time. Just to be a part of the conversation, isn't it?
We all know you're
You asked, I answered.
2-1 to the Barcelona game, isn't it? Eros saying, get the hell out of here. 54. Happy birthday, Tony, and many, many more. Thank you very much, Eros. Appreciate that. And there they are, all coming in with the congratulations to Mama.
Absolutely. Well deserved as well.
Rightfully earned.
Richard, happy birthday, Tony. 54 today. You still got a chance of breaking into the West Ham team.
Mate.
You speak up to yourself as well. Great win for the Toon, absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
At the end of the day, I think that 99.9% of neutrals wanted a Newcastle win.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know,
James, you can sit and shake your head as much as you want. James did it. I don't care.
I want them both to a penalty shootout and kick him into Brent Cross Town Centre, mate. Forever.
My pub. I say my pub. My pub. So quiet during a Liverpool game in my life. So thank you for that, Mama. It kept them down.
I've had messages. I have, because of the games that I play, I have friends from all around the world. Oh, and I literally mean everywhere. Hawaii, Australia. And during my stream, well, the end of the stream with Yeti, it was just constant congratulations. Wanted the it just never stopped.
I mean, look, 54 years or something, wasn't it?
68 years, apparently.
50?
We won the Fairs Cup in '69, but they don't count that anymore. So if you go back up,
oh my God! Yeah. Well, listen, well overdue, well deserved, well earned, brilliantly played Liverpool off the pitch.
You know the reason. You know the reason why Newcastle won it, don't you? because they played us on Monday night, and we give them good practice for the win on Sunday. I mean, so West Ham helped Newcastle in that victory.
Yeah, don't forget that part, Mama. We helped you out.
I can't wait to spoil Forest's dreams when they come to the GLS. You know what I mean? When Graham Potter decides to play an attacking formation at fucking last.
It'd be like the nightmare at City Ground, bro. It will.
Thank you, Howard. You don't look a day over 55 times. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Views are saying great story for football. Newcastle winning. Totally agree on that as well. Yeah, congrats to you and your team. They're saying there.
Thank you.
Howard's saying I cried uncontrollably for 2 days after the European Cup win, Mama. My daughter found highly amusing.
I get that because I wasn't out of tears on the stream. I was holding it together.
Brilliant.
I didn't think it really sank in, did it, Mama? I think I can understand that as well. But it was hilarious. And I tell you what, it's amazing that we've silenced the Liverpool fans this season, and you've done it now as well.
Brilliant.
Awesome.
And it's our big Dan Boone. He's from Blythe, you know.
Going to come into that as well. Lawrence is saying, Tony, if you're 54, that must be 65. I'll take
Piss off, Lawrence.
Disgrace.
Disgrace. That's disgrace. That's disgrace. He's been years of an Arsenal fan. You know, Arteta's made it worse.
What's that to do with Arteta?
He's older than what he makes out he is. I think it's all that Botox that he keeps having with all his YouTube subscribers.
Do you know what? It was funny the other day with Arteta. Over my dead body, the Premier League's done, and then they draw against someone.
It's hilarious, isn't it?
Everybody was after he walked out.
Yeah, pissed off.
Look at that! Look, Colin.
Thanks, Colin.
Colin.
Really appreciate it.
That's really kind.
Yeah, nice one, Colin.
Colin, you need to come back on E20, son.
The man's
Shout out to Colin. What a man. Yeah. What a guy.
Thank you, mate. Thank you.
You're soon. I said you can get that box of dye for your eyebrows. Yeah.
That's just for men. For you.
That might get you a wig, actually, 20 quid.
I was going to say, come and watch the show on Wednesday and you won't recognise me. I've been doing all this flicking me ear.
Tone with a new syrup.
I've got 6 wigs upstairs of all different colours and styles. I'll happily send him one to do a stream.
Yeah. Hey, Tom, if you get a wig like that, mate, you might get an Head and Shoulders advert. I don't have dandruff, just great looking hair.
I mean, you got to do it special. Yeah, but you got to go. I don't have dandruff.
But
you got to do that, mate.
by the time Tom's done, he looked like Bon Jovi of the 1980s, mate.
Well, he is living on a prayer, isn't he?
Oh God.
Comment there about Eddie Howe being the first English manager to win a trophy in a long time.
17 years.
First British one, isn't he?
Yeah, 17 years. Yeah. So,
Who was the last English manager?
The last English manager was...
what's his face? Howard Thingy?
Al Kendall, was it? Al Wilkins.
Howard Kendall at Everton, the last English
I
manager.
think it was Howard Kendall. But the last British manager to win a trophy was...
David Moyes.
Oh, you're talking
about
that was it. David Moyes won one.
Yeah.
They have to have something to big themselves up, don't they?
That's true. That is true, right? I mean, this Barcelona game is going a bit mad. Look, 2-2 now. What a mad game, you're saying. And everyone's appreciating Colin for what he's done. Lawrence is saying, and you are the man. Richard's saying, Tony, only legends are born in March.
Keep it rich.
He was the man at Chelsea.
Richard's got this one here. Richard's got Tony, only legends born in March. It's the only month of the year. You can do an anagram, charm, put a couple of more letters in another, in the air, then you have an armchair fan. Oh, dear me. He's really giving you something tonight, mate.
He's proper giving you.
Oh, he is. He knows he can get away with it when I'm on a show. Yeah. That's the only time he gets away with it.
I want to know how Rich got on.
later, innit? You
I want to
know?
know how Rich got on at Cheltenham because I know Anthony done very well. He was telling me on numerous
I had a
occasions.
winner at Cheltenham this year.
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking.
He didn't do well. He didn't do well.
I
Yeah.
had the winner in the Gold Cup, mate. I'm telling you.
Yeah. He messaged me on the Tuesday. He said to me, Ant, have you got any tips? I said, yeah, here's a tip. Fuck off. And that was it.
Yeah, I got a tip. Don't bet.
I'm going to say this, yeah. Him up there was in my comment section of my live watch along, telling me how great he was doing. I was doing fucking shit. Every single time.
He did let us know, James, that massive win you've got.
77 pence. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still. But you know what? The last two races at Cheltenham, when I come off the watch along, I had Wonderwall and I had that Woohoo or Wushu or what it's fucking called. I had two winners off the fucking watch along and it saved me fucking Cheltenham. I was like, never again.
There you go. Harry Redknapp, 2008, last English.
Oh, yeah, we don't talk about him.
What did he win?
What did he win?
It was fuck all, didn't he?
He won the Strawberry Blonde competition.
They won the FA Cup with Portsmouth, didn't they?
Stevie Gerrard won the Scott Premiership, Brendan saying.
The only thing Harry Redknapp won was his fucking court case. Do you remember that? That's the only thing he won.
Big up to everyone from response. Big up to TJ.
Yeah, big up TJ, mate.
Congrats, Mama Flossie, he's saying there.
You don't have the answers, TJ. You don't have the answers.
James Bong saying, Budgie, I'll assume that Middlesbrough and Sunderland make up the majority of that 0.1% then. Oh,
Absolutely.
The Muckins and the Smuggies won't be happy.
Hartley, Paul.
Let's be honest, Middlesbrough and Sunderland, they make up the 0.1% because them tiny little game, tiny little club. Tiny. Fucking tiny.
He's
I've
off.
got to plug my phone in before it dies.
Lawrence is saying, this last hour has been pretty funny. Great channel, Tony, for an elderly person.
Discrimination.
Yeah.
Tony identifies as a 37-year-old man. He does not identify as a 54-year-old. So, you know what I mean? You've got to accept him for 37. He's same age as me, Tone. Do you know what I mean? Ish.
Ish. TJ saying hit the likes and subscribe, people. And don't
Yeah, absolutely. Budgie, why are you giving it the big one when you're 16th in the Premier League?
Because we can, because we won the Conference League. That's what
alone 25.
we can moonwalk round Stratford knowing full well we won something.
And that's, Budgie, yeah, you said about TJ and that, and as he says here, I have no answer for Newcastle, neither did Liverpool. But West Ham fans, yeah, we have answers all the time, mate. Don't worry.
They're just the wrong ones.
Not necessarily the right order. Lawrence is saying, don't start.
The bottom of that table is so you would never have called that. With Manchester United down there, West Ham down there, and Tottenham down there as well. You would never have called that.
It's just missing Nottingham Forest. Like that's what
It's not. We're not missing it at all.
You have to cheat your way to victory. That's what it is. You cheating bastards. You know what I mean?
When we get back to some proper football, because we've got Liverpool after the play.
They beat them.
Oh, yeah, we've got Wolves.
Just have a word with Eddie Howe. He'll tell you how to beat him.
That's true. Yeah.
We've got Liverpool next, haven't we?
Wolves Tuesday night first,
Yep.
and then we got Bournemouth, and then Liverpool. Sorry, because
Bournemouth's a tough one. Bournemouth's a tough one.
Yeah, James is one for you. Look, from usual. Look, read that the big saying. My brown envelope is bigger than your brown envelope. That's about right.
Fuck, he must have went to the post office, the geezer. Do you know what I mean? 100.
Big old TJ. Lone Star's asking the question: can England win the World Cup?
On FIFA.
Fuck off.
No.
Well,
Give me a break.
I mean, obviously, Frog's answer is better than all of us, really. You know, can they bollocks? Absolutely. Can they bollocks?
Until they get 3 West Ham players inside, it ain't happening, is it? Let's be fair.
You know what? We've just seen a miracle of Newcastle winning something. We're not going to get another miracle of England winning something. It's not going to happen.
Hold on. That
You
wasn't
have
a
no
miracle.
faith, Yeti.
That was a really well played out final.
It was.
I've got to ask you,
Played
Yeti.
to perfection.
I have got-
Miracle. It was a fucking shock. But
I've
it wasn't
got-
a miracle. And to be fair, as I said, Newcastle did deserve it. But until England had a striker, and midfielder, and a defender from West Ham, they're winning fuck all, mate. Simple.
I want to ask Yeti about Morgan Gibbs White's omission from the England side, mate. Your thoughts? Yeti?
I'm annoyed about it, and I'm annoyed about it for the simple reason that I don't want him to sort of look at it and think, well, I've got to leave this team if I'm going to get noticed. You know, a lot of people have said to me that, you know, we don't want him in a lot of Forest fans have said that they don't want him in the England team because he could get injured and we're trying to go for Champions League. To me, it's a different thing because I don't want him to think that he's got to go to one of these apparent top 6 fucking clubs always keep hearing about, which they're getting a little bit of a lesson this season because you rest on your laurels, then we're going to take over, apart from West Ham, obviously. But, you know, and it's got... it's to me, it's annoying. It's annoying because he's played some great stuff, and so is Callum Hudson-Odoi, and so is Anderson as well. Yeah. And they should be involved, even if you just put them on the bench to make them, you know, part of it. Absolutely. You know.
Before you go on though, James, just to say, Lawrence's That's the Run. Great show. Your legends, except for Fuzzy, Yeti, and then coming you eyes. Come on,
come on, you idiots.
Big up, Lawrence.
Lawrence. Take care, buddy. Listen, at the end of the day, you're probably in the same kind of frame of mind that West Ham fans are in. Because we aren't considered to be the greedy 6. Sorry, top 6.
Yeah.
We kind of get overlooked a lot. It was very difficult for the England setup to overlook Declan Rice while he was at West Ham. But now he's at Arsenal, it's all because he's at Arsenal.
Yeah, I get where you're coming, He
was already an England fucking regular before he even left it.
Yeah.
And Jared Bowen is a similar sort of scenario. Now you're going to find the likes of Liverpool, Man City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, all bidding for Jared Bowen because that's what the FA fucking want. They want all the England players to be in that top 6. Right?
Is Jared
Bowen's already stuck his middle finger up and said, I've signed a long-term contract with the club I want to be at. Right? So all of those other clubs have got a fucking hard job on their hands to get him out of London, right?
Yeah.
Get him out of London Stadium. Having said that, there is a certain amount of money that may just do it, and he won't have any say in them. If that happens, I promise you now, I will video me burning all of my West Ham shirts. Every fucking one of them. Except for one, the one that's got Poochie's name on the back. That's the only one. All of my other West Ham shirts will go up in flames if they sell Jared Bowen under his own fucking feet, if you know what I mean. He don't want to go nowhere. You know?
Fuzzy's got a question for you.
Will Jared Bowen cost more than £10 million?
100%.
Will he cost more than what?
More than 10 million? 10 million, yeah.
Yeah, he's well worth more than 10 million.
Well, in that case, Man United won't be able to bid for him. Thank you very much.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Sergeant Ratcliffe's eyeballs have popped out of his head upon hearing that.
I think that Jared Bowen is staying at West Ham unless a bid of 130 plus goes in.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's worth that. Please don't get me wrong.
I think he's brilliant. I think he's absolutely brilliant.
For anybody else, he's probably worth in the 80 to 90 region.
You're definitely talking 100 million, 100%.
All right, okay. Well, I'll take your word for that. Yeah, you know what I mean? I don't want to kind of overestimate what I think he's worth. I said 80 to 90, you think 100. Right, okay. But West Ham won't sell him for 100 million.
I totally agree on that.
But you will go in for him for 100 million in one pound. He's ours.
And if that goes on the table, he's gone. Whether he wants it or not.
Possibly.
I think he's a cracking player. I'm surprised how long you've actually kept him, to be quite honest with you. And that's not dissing West Ham, because I don't have no issue with West Ham. I like West Ham. I'm only giving a little bit of shit because all you were West Ham on this panel. But basically, yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's always the same. It's always the same with these top supposedly 6 clubs. They're always going, I'm going to pick this off Newcastle. I'm going to pick these off West Ham. I'm going to pick these off, and it gets so fucking annoying. Who the fuck do you think you are that you're just going to pick our players off?
Yeah, it's almost like they're kind of saying, well, you don't deserve to have that player.
Yeah, you don't matter. You don't matter.
You don't deserve to have that player, so we're going to fuck you. Fuck your ideas. Listen, we are as big a club as any of them fucking clubs in the top 6, with the exception of maybe Man United and Liverpool. But our fan base is as big as
totally.
Newcastle's. Yeah, our fan base is huge, as you know. I mean, you've seen where our fan base stretches to. You've seen it. Yeah. Anybody that's kind of watched this channel will know that West Ham have got fans all over the world. And our fan base is huge. We can fill up a 62,500 seater stadium every week.
Yeah.
And during our European campaign, there were people queuing outside waiting for tickets. I witnessed that myself, and I'm not just saying it because I'm a West Ham fan. I'm proud of the fact that West Ham sold out, Rare to hear that West Ham could sell out. But anyway, what I'm saying is that we've got such a big fan base, and yet the media, social media, and the top 6, greedy 6, whatever you want to call them, kind of dismiss us because we haven't had Premier League titles, we haven't had FA Cup.
Well, it looks like it's a cracking game here. Look, Barcelona are now 3-2 up in their game.
Just witnessed
Well, James. I mean, when you look at it, from 2-0 down to 2-3. Well, no, what the odds of that on that game would have been? That would have been very nice. Arteta wants Morgan Gibbs-White, apparently, Lone Star saying.
Arteta can fucking sit on this. He ain't getting no Morgan Gibbs-White.
Arteta's going to come in, take him, and finish second again. That's what it is.
60 million and a pound.
And a pound, and a pound.
60 million and a Freddo. There you go.
Big up to Michael Chelsea FC. Big up to you guys and everyone in the chat. Special congratulations to Mama Flossie on the Carabao Cup.
Absolutely.
I'll watch the highlights later. Michael.
Big up, Michael. Awesome.
Be up, Michael.
Yeah, so the box. Could Arsenal come back and win at Atletico from a 2-goal deficit?
No, we couldn't. No. Fucking hell,
Only
we
if
got new strikers
only
at
if
the
the
club.
dog win was up front. I mean, in a 2-man attack. I mean,
At least it'd be a striker, I suppose.
True.
And with peace. And with peace.
and he had a bit of bite about him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're saying big up to Michael. I can't believe you're still awake. Yeah, he started at silly o'clock this morning. He's been streaming through the day.
Michael's awesome. I love Michael. He's an awesome guy.
Good guy. He was doing the Formula One when he get it.
Yeah, he was.
Said he
Yeah.
would do- yeah.
It's now 4-2 to Barcelona. Game
Oh,
set match
wow.
title.
4-2 Barcelona.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Fans are crying. It's all over, lads.
Appreciate Colin. Colin saying, I love listening to all your banter on the panel. Great watching and laugh. That's what it's all about. We want to enjoy
Big
each
up
other.
Colin, mate.
So I'm impressed with Colin. Yeah, I mean, he's been seeing a bird for 10 years from another side of the world. You know what I mean? Consistency, long distance. You got to rate. it, You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You know what
100%.
And he wears wins a couple of quid on the old horses as well, so he can't be
I
bad.
mean? Yeah. He doesn't listen to my fucking tips either, which is good.
I didn't listen to your tips, but, you know,
That's why he wins.
Do you know what? Every fucking tip, I swear, everything I said on the E20 the other day, yeah, on the Tuesday, I done the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. I didn't do Thursday because I was literally sulking like a fat kid in a sweet shop. You know what I mean? But yeah, on the Friday, I come off the stream and then I just see Wonderwall sitting there going, Oasis, you love him, James. And yeah, and Anthony followed me on Twitter. And I said I had 4 quid on it at 50 to 1. It fucking literally saved me a whole week. So I was like, yes, what a result. I thought, fucking, I've never done that on the stream, but I didn't get one celebration other than the fall of Constitution Hill. And, you know, don't gamble. Gamble responsibly.
How about Ballyburn? How's Ballyburn these days, all right? Or
Fucking Ballyburn, mate. He's still going around there. Do you know what, mate? I literally the first 2 days. The first day was just criminal, mate. I was like, no, tell a lie. First day weren't too bad. I had a couple of winners. The second day was the one where I just went, what the F is going on?
yeah.
It's like I might as well be smashing my head against the freaking wall next to me. But mad. Horse racing watch-alongs are a thing of the future.
Definitely.
Good night, Daz, as well. Night all top show. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Mate.
you
Like,
could
being
do
in as always.
some Emmerdale Farm watch-alongs as well, because a certain person that does them has actually stopped doing them. So
Oh, here we go. I know.
Do you know what? I remember seeing a geezer right on YouTube doing a fucking Love Island watch-along. That is just taking the piss at it.
oh,
He's
what
like-
a day.
he's doing a Love
What
Island
was I say? When did you do that, Anthony?
Yeah.
Marcel has entered. You know what I mean? The
Tune in next
kitchen
week.
area. He's making a sandwich.
He's making a sandwich. Jesus.
I have got a tip for you, James.
Women look like
Go on, I'm up for tips. I mean, don't eat yellow snow. That's the only one I don't know. But,
No, I got a tip for you on Grand National. 33 to 1. Now
Right.
you're familiar with this one, yeah? Chavmaster. So it's
yes. Yes. Anyone who doesn't understand what Anthony's trying to say, I will sort of put into context. We was having a discussion on E20, and over the last week, I've been called a chav twice. Once by a person of YouTube, and the other one by my missus. And my missus one was like, I actually said to her, I'll be straight, I'll be honest, yeah, on this nice Sunday evening. I said to her, I've just been called a dirty chav, Colin. And yeah, serious, yeah. And she went, well, you are one. And I went, are you taking the piss?
oh god.
I went, because I wear some nice gear. Like, she went, no, obviously not, but you know, you look like one, James. So, you know, Chavmaster, 33 to 1. Get on it.
Yeah.
Can only put the top of the head.
Yeah.
It's the way it works. I can't do that, but that's it, man. We can see it now, yeah.
You ain't
Lone
got to
Star
stand
saying,
up there.
cheers, Tone. Have a great birthday. Thanks, Lone Star, for being with us as well. Thanks very much for that. Where's that
I'm gonna have to show you,
Take care,
Tony.
Lone Star.
I'm gonna have to show you how to take the comment down so everyone can be in view.
Thank you, mate.
Let's see if I can find it on here on my one.
Big up Yeti and Anthony. Fantastic show last night. That was a laugh, fellas. Thanks for having me on, Yeti, mate.
Anytime, bro. You're awesome. You're awesome guy.
Michael, good to see you, mate.
Oh, he was. He was good on your stream last night. He
That's
was
lady football.
He's a brilliant guy. He's another one that just says it how it is, and that's what we need more of on this YouTube thing.
He's great. He's fucking brilliant.
I mean, obviously, Mr. Joshy J is another one that sometimes says the same thing as well. If you've seen him, ladies volleyball wobble long would be a popular. That's because you're trying to be pissed.
What do you think the worst watch along would be in sport? There's a question for you.
Yeah, golf.
Golf.
Imagine
you can
cricket.
Speak too loud.
I just imagine cricket like, we've been rained off all day, but we're just going to sit here and watch the stumps get soaking wet. It's just, or golf. He's just hit a 800 yarder.
I'd like to do like naked woman's volleyball. I mean, if you could actually put it on the screen, that would be amazing.
Yeti would be doing like mud wrestling. He would actually introduce them like, here comes Gemma, the juggernaut. As she divulges, jumps into the clay of mud.
Big up to AFC always. Tony of the panel, big up. Life is like a boxing match. Defeat is declared. Not when you fall, but when you refuse to stand up again. Very true, mate. Very
Here's
true.
Jenny, the furry beaver.
No worries, Michael. I've done the same. Don't worry, me and you in the same boat on that one. Big awesome man saying Chev, Scally, Roadman, which is worse?
Chav. Definitely a chav. Definitely a chav.
If you want to describe me, there you go, lads. That comment.
All in one nutshell. AFC always is also saying Newcastle, they absolutely deserve it. My Mrs. Nan and Granddad are both Geordies, both 94 years old. They're both both were crying happy tears.
100%.
Say like a box of chocolates. Absolutely. James Boggs saying, Mama Flossie, hope you're on it big time. You deserve it.
Thank you.
100%. 100%. Car Bob Cup champions. Anybody that does like a says in the chat a typo that says Car Bob Cup have to win it. They have to win it. They have to win it.
That's my typo, the Car Bob Cup from months and months ago, and instead of the
you know full well, my mate, he is not going to let that lie. Yeah, he won't let that lie down, will he? You're going to hear that for months to come.
Absolutely.
100%.
Brilliant. What was that one I just saw here? Just going back to the England setup. I mean, Daz, before he left, he said, do you think the England manager will last in Tuchel?
Nah. He's a yes man. He's already proved he's a yes man by using the old guard. He's already proved it.
Totally agree on that comment, mate. Totally agree.
Jordan Henderson in.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
He's shown what he's all about.
Straight away.
Exactly.
Let's say good night to Colin as well. Good night to all you wonderful people on the panel.
Good night, Colin, mate.
Colin's the man, mate.
Colin.
He's gone international. What a guy. I mean, what a man.
Colin, superb, mate.
Mr. Worldwide.
I will never moan to my missus again for travelling an hour and a half up on the train. Ever.
So one of my mates got pulled over by the police the other day, and they asked him for a breath test. So he produced an NHS card saying that he was asthmatic and they couldn't take breath from him. So they said, "Oh, we'll take a blood test then." And then he produced another card saying he was anemic, and they couldn't take a blood test on him. And they said, all right, well, we'll take a urine sample. And then he produced another card saying, I'm a Tottenham fan, don't take the piss.
Dear.
Well, I appreciate it anyway, but
I think it's funny. I just had him out the water.
It had me in absolute stitches this afternoon. I was in the pub, literally falling off in my chair. It was hilarious.
Totally agree on what Frog says. Colin, save your strength. Have a good week. Absolutely, Colin.
he's a good guy, he is, Colin.
He is. He's a sweetheart.
He got the same name as me as well, so I've got to big him up for that.
Exactly that. AFC always says, imagine the scenes right now up at Newcastle. It will be unreal. Happy bank holiday for tomorrow. How was when Neary not made that England squad, but Jordan Henderson has? Yep, some strange choices.
He's made a big mistake there because he's shown that he's a yes man because he's going with the old guard, which every single fucking manager does that takes over in England. So it's an FA choice, you know. So it's just the same shit, just a different face.
The FA are kind of saying, all right, here's the 20 you have to play. Pick your 4.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like to me.
Brilliant.
So what he's done, what he's probably done, is gone to Harry. It's like, all right, Harry, who do you reckon I should put in the squad?
I think you should put this guy. This guy's a proper sound geezer.
Superb.
Guys, I'm going to go now.
Well, Mama, before you go, because we are going to finish now anyway, because obviously it's 2 hours and 11 minutes. Just let's say to everyone, big up to DJ Crane, big up Tony Tone, Fuzzy Cullins, 65-year-old Anthony, so drinks a lot, yeah, Budgie Eggs, E20 Zone, Mama, kitty, just got back from my own open top bus parade from Newcastle. Away the lads.
Absolutely.
Big up to Jeff from the Bowling Lounge as well.
Good evening, sir.
He mentioned video had £800 million to spend, and he's saying obviously big up to Mama as well. But yes, it's 2 hours and 12 minutes we've been into the show, and
before we go though, Tone.
Yes, mate. Go on.
Is there any chance that we can all like sing?
No, you're not going to sing "Happy Birthday."
Happy birthday to you.
We're all going to go out singing North London Forever. Let's go.
I'm doing that.
No way.
I'm not singing that, mate. I'm not singing that.
I'm not singing it either. That's it.
I'd rather burn the record player than play that song, mate.
Catch
now.
Oh, yeah, he's gone, mate. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's weak. You know what I mean? He will never be victorious like us.
But yes, it's the 54th episode, and he's back in the room as well.
Can't believe no North London forever.
No, we're not gonna do that, mate. You know, I think we.
That's like Nottingham Forest's Champions League campaign. In and out. That'd be it.
At least we'll be in it.
Remember, today is the celebration for two
one
things.
day.
One obviously is Mama Flossie and Newcastle winning the cup today, and obviously 54th episode, 54-year-old. Thank you very much for being with the chat. Thanks for all the guys being on the panel on that. Yeah, I know, mate. I don't look that bad, do I? Really for it. We're not going to go out with the music on that. We're just going to say
it's nice you have that optimization. To be fair,
I know. Well, discriminate.
Optimism, I mean, not optimization.
Yeah, we're going to go out with James singing "Happy Birthday."
Oh, sing it to you, mate. Happy birthday to you.
I'm back in vocal, yeah.
AFC always say North London Forever song. It's about prostitutes and crack being back, hot stuff. Oh, we'll maybe go out on that.
We need to sing a song for
straight down to North London tonight. Then, lovely.
Yeah.
we need to sing a song for Newcastle if we're going to sing a song.
Oh, mate, yeah, tell me about it.
I don't know what it is. What song can we
Champions of the
sing?
Carabao. We'll never sing that.
Champions of the Carabao. Ooh, great. Ooh, Lord.
Probably be the Bladen Races or
First
something
time in
like that.
68 years. Absolutely amazing. Well done,
That's enough.
Newcastle.
No,
Away the guys. Away the lads, even.
Away the guys.
No worries, Happy. Good to see you anyway. Always too late, me. Never mind.
Don't worry,
You're
Happy.
happy.
At least you turned up.
Exactly. The main thing is enjoy the rest of your evening there, and hope everyone has a good week. We are just going to be out, and as always, it's great to have the people in the chat. What makes them there. Thanks for being on board with us. Thanks for the comments, and like I said, we are finishing. Take care, everyone, and good night. Take care, everyone.
Keep it real, keep it yay.
Keep it real, keep it Anthony.
Shut up, you retard.